Hey guys, my name is Julie Saillant. I am an intuitive healer for your life and business. I'm a transformational coach and also an animal communicator. Welcome to the channel. How are you? I'm thrilled that you're here. And today I'm kicking off this new series that I'm doing. I'm offering you, and so many of my clients have been asking me to start incorporating their life path numbers. And so I thought that I would do it for you guys as well. And it just gives me a chance to showcase a little bit about what I can do for you. And if you haven't been my client yet, at least you'll get some information and some helpful hints for your life. Because today, one of the big questions that I'm going to answer for you is, what does spirit want you to know? And how can you be more open to possibilities, infinite possibilities? If you haven't watched the previous video on how to calculate your life number, please do so. But let me give you the quick rundown if you haven't had a chance to. It's really simple. All you do is take the month and the day and the year that you were born, add them all up, and then simplify them to the lowest number possible. And then take all those numbers and add them up and simplify those to the lowest number possible. So again, if I gave you, I'm October, so, that's 10 out of 12 in the months. So 1 plus 0 is 1. And then my birthday is 25. So that's 2 plus 5 is 7. And then I'm not going to tell you my year, but you would add up your year. So if it's like, I don't know, 1983, it'd be 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 3. And then you add all those together and then reduce them down to the lowest number. So it's pretty simple. Now I'm going to start out with life path 11 today. That's what I am. Shout out to the 11s out there. If you are an 11, welcome. I don't know if you have any information on what a master number is, but we are a master number. And that means I have some information. So if I'm looking over, I just want to make sure that I don't miss anything. So a master number is basically an old soul. That means that we have incarnated more than others, and we have a higher vibration and a higher calling. So a lot of the master numbers, there's only a few of them, I think 3. 11 being a master number, we are here as healers and teachers, and we are master guides for others. We've incarnated quite a few times. We've been around, we've been doing the damn thing. And that's why we're called a master number, if you wanted to know. So let me give you some characteristics of a life path 11, just so you know. We are the most intuitive of all of the zodiac, of all the number signs. And I'm not doing zodiac because I'm not a card reader. I'm an intuitive healer. I never use cards. But what I do is, since I am an animal communicator, I have pulled a couple of cards for animals because they help humans by giving them their attributes, whatever attributes that you need right now that you don't have. An animal will help you to cross that bridge until you can get those attributes on your own. So the way this will work is, I'm going to be giving you some information about your life path number. I'm going to channel a little bit about and tune into some of the collective energies and give you some information as to how can you be more open to infinite possibilities and what does spirit want you to know right now. And I also pulled a couple different cards for animals and dragons, because I love my dragons. And I will just be able to give you their information as well, because they do have information they want to pass on to you. And just so you guys know, since I am an animal communicator, I can talk with animals that have passed on, or they can be here. Life path 11s, it's all about illumination for us. We're channels for all the other life path numbers. What we do best is we're illuminators. We are extremely sensitive, empathic souls. We are here to illuminate and shine our light for others. Natural empaths, we are very optimistic, creative, and very energetic. So we have vivid imaginations. We love to help others, and it's difficult for us to see anybody or anything in pain. We always want to help. Now, some of the downsides, we're profound thinkers. Our sole purpose is to bring love, balance, and harmony through the work that we create. So we're healers, we're writers, we're empaths. Anything creative, dancers, anything creative is where we live, right? We love that. Myself as an example, I don't like to be in a box. That's why I was never good at being in a cubicle, right? I'm a free thinker. I like to figure things out for myself. If everybody's done something the same way for years and years and years, I'm the type of person that's going to go, yo, wait a minute. I want to do it this way. And I actually work backwards for how I come up with information. So if I was to work with you, we would set a goal and then I work backwards to get you to your goal. It's kind of a counterintuitive for most people, but for me, it works. And that's just a way that the Life Path 11 works. We are out of the box thinkers. If somebody's done it a million times, A plus B equals C, that's never worked for us. We always want to bring in F, G, and D. We just think differently, but it's a good thing because nobody's the same. And, it's very important that all of you celebrate your individual, how you are and your ability to shine your light in the world, no matter what it looks like, because that's what we're all here to do. Some of the negatives, and I hate to say negatives, but some of the things that hold 11s back, we often feel alone, even when there's a lot of people around us. I can tell you that has been true my entire life. I can be in a crowded room with 1,000 people, and I will almost always feel alone. There are a few people when I connect with them, then I connect deeply. And I would rather have a couple of people that I really trust and roll with those few than roll with many that are fake. I don't do fake. I can't take it. I'm allergic to it. It just doesn't work for me. If you're an 11, you probably feel the same way. We are very grounded, but dreamy type of people. We love to be creative. We love to think outside the box. We love to help. We're enthusiastic. We're inspirational, and creative. But we do sometimes have very high expectations of those around us and for ourselves. I can tell you my entire life, this has been true. It's so crazy as I was writing this down, because I was like, I'm every single one of these to the T. There's nothing here that I'm going to tell you about Life Path 11 that I am not. It's just insane how on point it is. But I'm the type of person that always wants to do extremely well. Doing just okay is not really in my repertoire. I'm a very driven person. I was taught from a young age that you set a goal, you meet that goal, and then you set another goal. You never just sit around and chill. It just really doesn't happen that way for me. So I'm a very driven person, which is awesome, but it can be negative when I put high, unrealistic expectations on myself and unrealistic expectations on others as well, because sometimes that can be very problematic if I'm putting an expectation on you and you don't feel that it's appropriate or it doesn't jive with you, and it causes you stress, because then it causes me stress. So having those high expectations, if you are Life Path 11, just know that give yourself some slack, right? Don't take life so seriously. We're very serious people because we always want to inspire and do the best we can and, be awesome. But, life is, life. And sometimes you need to just take a break and be silly and funny. So it's all about you just, chilling a little bit, letting yourself relax, go with the flow a little bit more, and having expectations, but don't make them so high in the sky that, I always was striving for perfect, but there is no perfect. My trainer for my horse told me that. I was like, I always want perfect, right? She's like, there is no perfect, because if you attain perfect right now, that would only be for like a millisecond, and then it's going to change and you're going to want something different out of you or your horse. So it's never going to be perfect. So, changing, one thing I've been working on is changing my expectations and really lowering them, because they're so high. They're so high that I can't even reach them. And it's good to stretch. It's good to dream. And it's good to really want to try and make an impact in the world, because I want to create a legacy and I want to do big things. But at the same time, if it's so high that you can't reach it, and you want to set yourself up for success, not failure. So by letting them down just a little bit, it gives you more of a chance to achieve them and then set the next one. So just something to think about. We also, because of that, those high expectations, we get frustrated very easily. I know I do. Very frustrated with myself, very frustrated with others sometimes. And, sometimes people don't understand where this is coming from, but it's like, they don't realize that I have this expectation in my head of this project going this one way, but it didn't go this one way, it went another way, and it could still be successful. So it's about learning how to be flexible, changing your expectations, going with the flow a little bit more. And, the other thing is that, we are daydreamers. We can be impractical, but we can have anxiety. We can be shy. And we are kind of between self-destruction and greatness. We're kind of right in the middle there. We can go either way. And the seesaw, I've been on both sides of the seesaw, to greatness on the way and self-destruction as well. It's a double, it's kind of both sides of our personality. But where there's anxiety and stress for me, a lot of times is from the expectations, and they're unrealistic. And I've been learning to love myself more by changing my expectations and lowering them a little bit so that they're still high, but they're reachable. And so that then I feel good about myself, if that makes sense. We are balanced by charisma and inspiration. We're always trying to push the envelope. We always want to do better. And every day I strive to be better than I was yesterday. We are daydreamers. I always have to work at getting grounded. I live up here because I'm a channeler, and I channel with God and with spirit, with the archangels, with dragons, with animals. So I'm always up in this realm, and it's fun for me and it's easy for me. But a lot of times I have to remember that I'm living here on earth. So if you're a light worker and you're a healer and you're always channeling and you're always up in the realms, that's awesome. But remember that you're still a human, right? In an infinite being in this body, living on earth right now. And you still need to ground yourself. And the whole point of going to the realms, I was told, is to take that light and bring it back down to earth. That's what we really want to do, because the earth needs our light and the earth needs your light, and you need to shine as bright as you possibly can. So let me channel in. This is pretty simple. What I do is I'm going to channel into the collective. I am going to ask how you can be more open to infinite possibilities. So let me just channel in here. Okay, so I'm immediately seeing a kite. And a lot of times we would take kites on the beach and play. And I'm seeing a kite, Spirit's showing me a kite that's you're holding on so tight to this kite that it's not getting enough air to go to where it needs to go, which is up, right? So you're fighting not only yourself, but you're also fighting the air and everything around you that should hoist you up, but is not. It's actually you're being held down. And the reason you're being held down is because you are holding on so tightly to the way something should be. You have a plan in your mind of how you want things to go and what you want them to look like. But what happens is God wants to bring you something different, right? He wants to bring it to you in a different way. And so the only way that can happen is if you surrender and allow that to happen. So basically, when you have one way to be successful and you see your life going one way and one way only, right? I'm only going to do this one thing. If something happens to that, it can really set you into a downward spiral. So you need to start allowing all the gifts that you have to really come to the forefront. Okay. There's going to be a lot of dormant gifts that you all are going to be working with that haven't even come online yet. Take the gifts that you have, bring them online, start to work with them, start to use them, just like you go to the gym and you're training your body, right? Just like a muscle. At times when you first start working with it, it feels awkward, it feels funny, and you feel weak. But every day that you go, you get a little bit stronger and you feel a little bit better about it. And you get to know your body better and better. And you get to know what works and what doesn't work for you. It's the same with your gifts. Right now, Spirit is asking you to let go of something and a vision in your head that you have that you're holding on so tightly to, because that's you're actually suffocating it. So by you suffocating it and seeing only coming in one way is not allowing it to come in the other 99 ways it wants to come in, right? There's a million ways to be successful, right? Success looks differently to every single person on this planet. And within each person, success can come out 100 different ways. So there are infinite possibilities and different ways for you to be successful. If you have one way in your mind, sorry, that's my dog. If you have one way in your mind, you need to let that go and really think about how else can this come in for me, and embrace and surrender to not knowing, and that it's okay not to know, but to still trust your intuition and take those steps when you get those steps, because you will get those steps. The way that God and spirit works is he wants you to step out. And once you step out in faith, you don't see the step, then the step will appear, right? You step out and then people will be there to help you. But the only way that this can come in for you and this kite can soar is if you loosen up. It doesn't mean that you let go, but it means that you're not holding on so tightly, and it has to be this way, because it may not be that way. You know, spirit may have a much better idea for you, a bigger idea, a bigger plan than you have. You may be thinking locally, you may be thinking nationally or across the world. And you need to think about how you can just let go a little bit and make some room for another way that success could come into your life. Okay. And that's how you can be more open to infinite possibilities. What does spirit want you to know right now? That it's all okay. That no matter how old you are, you still have time. There's someone out there that's saying, I'm too old for this. I don't have enough time. I've messed up too many times. And I'm here to tell you, no, that's not true. You can change and pivot in 1 second. You can decide in 1 second that you want to be different. You can think a different way. You can be a different way. And it's important that you do change and grow and morph, because the world's changing all around you and you can't stay stagnant. You always need to be learning, and you always need to be pivoting, and you always need to be reaching for that next thing. So be flexible if you can, and be gentle with yourself, you guys, because life path 11s, we're very hard on ourselves. You know, we want to be perfect. We want to do the right thing all the time. And we have high expectations, as I was saying, but you know, we are humans. So let go a little bit and chill out, you know, just be yourself. It's okay. It's okay. And I'm going to tell you, it took a long time for me to make this video. It took me over a year to make this video that you're looking at right now, because I was afraid myself to step out. You know, God kept showing me, you need to do this. I'm going to teach people spiritual laws, and I'm going to teach people about their life path 11 and all their life path information. And I want you to just put yourself out there. And what he was asking me for was the one thing I didn't want to do, which was put myself out there. I'm very comfortable showcasing other people. But when it comes to myself, you know, sometimes I get nervous. This is the first time that I'm kind of actually putting it all together, doing what he wants, and just being myself. And that's it. And, you know, if you can get to that place, it's a beautiful thing. Because as I say, no one can be harder on myself than me. There's nothing you can think that I probably wouldn't think about myself. So, you know, confidence is fragile sometimes, but I do have the strength to stand on my own. And I do have the strength through spirit to help me. I do have a ton. I roll with some awesome angels, awesome archangels, awesome dragons, often amazing animals. So I have a lot of help. So what I'm just trying to say is just put yourself out there. It's okay. Don't be scared. It's okay. I picked up Parrot Spirit. Can you see this? Amazing for you. And Parrot Spirit says, watch your words. And what I got out of this was, you know, you, again, flight here, right? With the parrot, you need to think about how you speak to yourself. You know, being a perfectionist, being a people pleaser, being someone who's always trying to do the right thing. You know, I'm someone who is sharp with my words. And because of my abilities, I can project things that I don't mean to. Everything that you think about yourself or your situation all day long, you're vibrating at, and you project out into the world, whether you realize it or not. So if you're happy, you're projecting it. If you're sad, you're projecting it. If you're mad, you're projecting it. And everyone around you can feel it. And the way that you can feel this is, if you've ever watched somebody on a video or TV and they come across, you know, as very not authentic, that's how you can tell that they're not being real with you, because they're not showing their true selves. They're not, they have a mask on. And that's one way that you can feel their vibration, right? So when you watch your words, what it's asking is to talk to yourself in a kind way. Don't talk to yourself as if, the world's ending and you hate yourself and I'm so stupid and why did this happen to me? And I can't believe this hasn't happened yet. I should be successful by now. This should have happened by now. That should happen by now. I should have made $1 million by now. Right? I'm laughing, but we all say these things to ourselves all the time. Why can't this just work for me? When you say something like that, you're giving it power versus, and by the way, the universe hears that and brings you more of that. Oh, it's not working for you. Let me bring you more of what's not working for you versus it's all going to work out for me. I have all the tools that I need. I live in prosperity and abundance. Now, listen, I know this is not easy when you have $5 in your bank account. I know that, right? Because I've been there. I really have. And I constantly struggle with this, but I can tell you again, it's like a muscle. So I would really urge you to watch your words and start thinking in a positive way, start talking to yourself positively and to those around you, because it's only going to up your vibration and then you'll start attracting what you want into your life. The other thing I got was peacock spirit, which is so beautiful. Let it shine, it says. And look, I don't know if you can see this, but this is like, it's actually, that's the heart, and all of the light is coming out of the heart, which I just love. Peacocks are gorgeous. Everybody knows that. They're amazing creatures. And this is your time to let it shine. We have been going through this pandemic in 2021 and it's changed everybody and everything. It's disrupted our whole lives. And we're probably never going to be back to where we were. But what it's done is shaken everybody up in a good way. It's happening for you, not to you. And it's time for you to shine your light. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, it's time for you to step up to the plate and shine your light. The world needs what you have. The world needs your messages. The world needs your love. The world needs everything that you've got. So definitely shine. Also pulled Earth and Fire Dragon. I don't know if you can see this here. So amazing. This works with you to clear fifth dimensional, any negative fifth dimensional stuff that's in that fifth dimensional house. This is earth and fire. And this is about being grounded and asking for help to be grounded, because as much as the life path 11s, we live up in the realms and it's easier for us to be up there and you want to stay up there. We are still here in our bodies on planet Earth. So don't forget to ground yourself, right? And the Earth and Fire Dragon will help you ground yourself. The Earth and Water Dragon, this one's green. This one creates the foundation for new growth. As you can see, green, just like when things are growing. In order for things to grow, you need the soil to be right, which means it needs to be, tilled. There needs to be no weeds in it. And then of course you need to water it. You need to plant seeds, you need to water it. And, harvests don't happen in a day. You don't plant something and a day later, the harvest comes up. As much as we'd love that to happen, that's not the way it works. So having your gifts online and using your gifts and being, gentle with yourself, giving yourself expectations, but not being perfect, allowing things to change, and grounding yourself is the foundation for you to have all those great things happen in your life. Treating yourself with care and love, connecting to God and spirit and the universe are the keys to you being open to change coming into your life, and change in a good way, right? Because there's not just one way, there's a million ways that success and fame, prosperity can come to you in abundance. So I hope this helped you. This was Life Path 11, master number. You're an old soul. You've incarnated quite a few times. You've been around the block like me. I'm also an 11. That's why I started with it. We are deep thinkers. We are profound thinkers. We are perfectionists, but we are here to illuminate. That is what we're here to do, is to shine and illuminate, to inspire others. We're master teachers. We love to help. and we don't give up on people, right? No matter what, we don't give up, and we don't give up on ourselves either. So I wish you all, hope you all love this. Let me know, send me a comment. Let me know if you like this. Submit some questions to me because I'll be doing more of these about your life path number, and let me know what questions you have, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks.